Hello, look who I'm talking to today. I'm speaking with the most wonderful and actually communicative dog named Miles. Miles and I are friends, and he's going to say hello to you by shaking, aren't you? No, he's not, because he has a will of his own. I want to do a bit of a read on Miles. What we're checking for is not whether he likes cookies, because we know he does, but we're going to check for who he is, what's going on in this guy, and how's his health today. Do you want to shake paw? You want to say hello? Say hello, everybody. Hello. You get a cookie for that. This is a very interesting dog because he's kind of strong-willed in a way, but he's extremely sensitive. So he loves to see people. He loves a variety of people. He obviously likes his back rubbed, you know what I mean? But as an intuitive, I've noticed that he has a lot of aches and pains coming up in his back. And at his age, we would say that he's got a little wear and tear. But I noticed that he has a kind of a challenge in his belly, and his mom and dad have put him on probiotics and things like that, and it works for him really well. But knowing that he has some aching and some difficulty, probably arthritic kind of things in his spine, you notice the relationship between the belly and the spine and how he loves having his spine nudged and moved. And when we do that, I see that his tummy settles down. Is that right? Is that right, Miles? You get this now. You get to have one of these. Yeah. And because he's had a lot of probiotics and because he's had a lot of healthy foods, his belly's relatively good. But when you look into a dog like this, he could have had some very serious problems by the time he was 11, which he is right now. But he's pretty healthy. He's got a big heart, but his heart is sensitive, is very self-protected, and so he will love you like mad, but he watches. He's always carefully observing us and making sure that he can trust whatever's going on here. As long as you got some cookies, then you can buy into him really easily, right? But I watch him and see that he likes, does he like music a lot? Or do you know?
There's certain music he really doesn't like, so I assume there's some he probably does.
Yeah, I would say that he's got a real affinity for understanding music. He's a very, very sensitive animal. He's a protective kind of guy. He's not fiercely aggressive, but he would be if he thought there was danger. He would be, especially if your mummy was in trouble, wouldn't you? You'd be really carefully bossy about what's going on with her. And you could scare anybody because you're such a big, beautiful dog. And yeah, I would say his, in here, you're looking at me because you know I'm talking about you. Look at that. See, what's that? He's paying attention to what I say, which is really interesting. Yeah, because he's got a lot of tension that comes up right here in his throat. I want to show you where. Right up here. Yeah. And I wonder if he would let me, there we go. And one of the things that he has a sign of is a little bit of, he needs some more extra alkalinity, probably because he's older. And we talk about aches and pains, and when you have aches and pains, which he does have sometimes, yeah, right here, did you see that? Right there. And then having more alkalinity in his diet, which should be more greens, and there are some alkalizing little tablets that you could get as well. That usually kills off a lot of the pain and the aches that go on. What do you like the best besides cookies?
Broccoli.
And you love broccoli, don't you? Give him a little variety of those things. Also, I feel like he's got a very interesting quality to his nature, which is he wants to rejuvenate. He's always sort of understanding new things, and then he wants to, I guess you want to say achieve. He sort of wants to achieve, not in an aggressive way, more like an unfolding way. So I would say that this little doggy is going to live a good old, you can never predict this, but I'm going to do it anyway. He's going to live a good, healthy, senior time because he's got the ability to kind of recalibrate what's going on inside of himself. So the stuff that's made him very anxious, and he's had a couple of periods in his life where he's felt really pressured and really anxious, probably because of what's going on around him, then he does process well and he does clear it out, and then he becomes kind of refreshed. And that's the sort of thing that leads some animals to going through their life a lot longer than others. And I feel like he's got a good future ahead of him. Of course, it helps that you've got people, a lot of people that absolutely love you, just like you love these cookies. So this is Veronica Entwistle saying, what kind of communication are you having between your animals and you? They are so wise and so sensitive, and sometimes it's a real trick to dig in and find out what it is they really know and what can they teach us. Thank you so much for watching. I'd love some feedback.